The strongest team in the building is not the team with the fewest problems. It is the team that learns about problems first. A technician notices a risk. They say it out loud. The signal reaches someone with authority. The team contains the issue. The system changes. The customer never experiences the failure. From the outside, nothing dramatic happened. No executive rescue. No emergency meeting. No weekend recovery. No heroic story. Just truth moving early enough to matter. That is what an honest system looks like. Not perfect people. Not perfect data. A system where reality can travel before fear edits it. Quick note before we begin. The views shared on Compass to Practice are my personal views and do not reflect those of my employer or any current or former company. I do not share confidential, proprietary, customer-specific, or employer-specific information on this podcast. Welcome to Compass to Practice, where leaders turn intention into behavior. I'm your host, Antonio Irizarry, and today's episode is The Honest System. Across this season, we have talked about false green dashboards, meetings that teach people to lie, teams that stop escalating, decision bottlenecks, coaching, flow, scaling, and trust. Those topics look different, but they share one question. How early can the organization learn what is true? That question may be more important than how smart the strategy is. A brilliant strategy cannot help if bad news arrives after the customer call. A strong process cannot help if people quietly work around it. A sophisticated dashboard cannot help if the inputs are softened to protect the people reporting them. A talented team cannot help if decisions sit in an invisible queue. The quality of an organization is determined, in part, by how early it learns the truth, and what it does when the truth arrives. An honest system does not mean everyone tells the truth perfectly all the time. Human beings still protect themselves. Leaders still have blind spots. Data is still incomplete. Pressure still creates temptation. An honest system means the conditions make truth easier than hiding. Most organizations treat honesty as a personal value. They tell people, speak up, raise your hand, escalate early, own your mistakes. Those messages are useful, but they are incomplete. Because the employee is not the only variable, the system determines the cost. What happens after someone speaks? Who receives the signal? How quickly can that person act? Does the issue become learning or blame? Does the system change, or does the person carry the workaround forever? If honesty depends on individual bravery, the system is fragile. The strongest organizations design for early truth. They make reality visible. They create predictable channels. They name decision rights. They protect the messenger. They close the loop. They change the standard. Honesty becomes infrastructure. Here is the model for this episode. 5 moves. See, say, send, solve, sustain. First, see reality. Can the organization observe what is actually happening? Not only the final metric, the cues, workarounds, handoffs, overtime, rework, and silent risk that produce the metric. Seeing requires direct observation, clean definitions, leading signals, and data close to the work. The leadership question is, what can the front line see that the dashboard cannot? Second, say it early. Can people name a risk before they have perfect proof? This is where psychological safety becomes operational. Safety does not mean every claim is accepted without challenge. It means uncertainty can be voiced without humiliation or retaliation. The leadership question is, What does it cost someone to tell us we may be wrong? Third, send the signal. Does truth have a path? Who owns the next decision? What exceeds local authority? How quickly must the issue escalate? What information is required? An honest team can still fail if the signal gets trapped between functions or waits in a decision queue. The leadership question is, can reality reach someone who can act before the customer is affected? Fourth, solve at the system level. Do we fix the condition or only the visible event? Containment matters, but learning requires more. What allowed the failure? What barrier made the wrong behavior likely? What decision right, standard, skill, capacity, or handoff must change? The leadership question is, what will be different for the next person who faces this situation? Fifth, sustain the learning. Does the change survive the week, the quarter, and the leader? Is there an owner, cadence, measure, and review? Is the new behavior coached? Is the routine protected when pressure returns? The leadership question is, would this practice continue if I were gone for a month? See, say, send, solve, sustain. That is the honest system cycle. The 5 moves need a human layer. That is where the leadership compass comes in. Humility helps us see. It asks, what am I missing? What does the work show that my role does not? What assumption needs to be tested? Clarity helps us say and send. It asks, what exactly is the risk? What decision is needed? Who owns it? When must it close? Courage helps us solve. It asks, what standard will we protect even when the schedule is red? What truth must be spoken before it is comfortable? What consequence must leadership accept? Empathy helps us sustain. It asks, how does this system land on the people doing the work? Who is carrying hidden risk? How do we correct the system without humiliating the person? The compass is not a set of soft values around a hard system. The compass is what keeps the system honest under pressure. Example 1. A manufacturing quality risk. C. An operator notices a revision mismatch at the station. Say, the operator calls the risk without waiting for a defect. Send. The issue goes to the named quality and engineering owners within 5 minutes. Solve. The build stops, the instruction is corrected, and the change control gap is addressed. Sustain. The new readiness check is added to the daily handoff and audited for 30 days. No heroics. Early truth. Example 2. A service capacity problem. C. Response time is still green, but unplanned overtime and transferred cases are rising. Say, the team names the hidden load before customer satisfaction falls. Send. Capacity risk reaches the workforce planning and service leaders with one recommendation. Solve. Demand is rebalanced, the intake rule changes, and the recurring category is automated or removed. Sustain. Leading signals are reviewed weekly and the workaround is retired. Example 3. An artificial intelligence recommendation. C. The tool produces faster answers, but error patterns emerge in a specific category. Say, users can flag uncertainty without being judged as resistant to technology. Send. The flagged cases reach the model, process, and business owners through a defined path. Solve. Source data, prompt logic, human review thresholds, or decision rights are changed. Sustain. Accuracy, override reasons, and business outcomes are reviewed on cadence. An honest system does not reject technology. It prevents speed from outrunning judgment. Here's the final practice for this season, the 30-day honest system launch. Choose one workflow, not the whole company. One customer journey, one production line, one service process, one project flow, or one recurring decision. Week 1. C. Go to the work, map the flow, capture 5 facts, identify the hidden cue, workaround, or handoff. Choose 3 leading signals. Week 2. Say and send. Create 1 predictable truth routine, a daily huddle, weekly listening circle, or risk review. Define the escalation path. Name the decider and the response time. Protect the first person who uses it. Week 3. Solve. Select 1 recurring issue. Contain it. Run a focused root cause review. Change 1 condition, a standard, decision right, readiness check, skill, or capacity barrier. Make the change visible. Week 4. Sustain. Name the owner. Set the cadence. Define evidence. Coach the behavior. Run a 30-minute retro. Ask, what truth surfaced earlier? What did leadership do that made truth safer or more expensive? What changed in the system? What routine must continue next month? At the end of 30 days, do not ask whether the team feels transformed. Ask whether reality travels faster. Ask whether decisions close sooner. Ask whether problems are solved closer to where they begin. Ask whether the same issue is less likely to return. That is progress. As we close this first season, here's what I hope you carry with you. A green dashboard can still hide red reality. A meeting can teach people to lie without anyone using a false number. Silence is not always alignment. No news is not always good news. Work often waits longer than it takes because decisions do not flow. Feedback does not change behavior without a standard and practice. Firefighting is often a system design problem. Transformation cannot be copied without context. Trust must be built into cadence and consequence. And high-performing teams do not eliminate problems. They make truth travel early enough to solve them. Before you go, ask yourself, where does truth slow down in my system? What does it cost someone to speak? What 1 routine would make early signal normal? Then write 1 sentence. This month, I will make truth easier by blank. Small, specific, visible. That is how intention becomes behavior. Thank you for spending this season with Compass to Practice. If the show has helped you, follow the podcast, subscribe on YouTube, leave a review, and share 1 episode with a leader who is trying to drive results without losing trust. The leadership compass remains simple: humility to see, clarity to name, courage to act, empathy to remember the people inside the system. The quality of an organization is determined by how early it learns the truth. Build a system that learns early. Until next time, turn intention into behavior. Follow me on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you want more information, visit my website www.compasstopractice.com.